welcome to this week's video. This week is all about jobs that we're trying to do around the cottage to get it up to speed. We in the winter had the bathroom shower ripped out. We have a bathtub with a shower head hose. It was at least 45 years old, and the bathtub was the original avocado green that was really popular in its time, but it was rusting through the bottom and it really needed to go. But we have the rest of the bathroom that's kind of on hold, and I want to try to do as many things as I can that are economical. So the next on the list is to deal with this lovely retro medicine cabinet. This thing always makes me feel like I'm at a doctor's office, and it is just ugly, it's rusty, it's squeaky, and very industrial-like. So I am going to take a square-headed screwdriver to this, and I am going to be removing it from the wall. And I found a mirror upstairs that I'm going to temporarily just replace it with and try to make this bathroom look a little bit more friendly. We'll see how it goes. Well, that was easy. I just had to loosen those screws and push it upwards, and off it came. There's a little bit of a mark behind here, given that that's probably been there for 45 years. But I'm going to be putting another mirror there, so that shouldn't be a problem. I already like how it looks without that big clunky thing up there. Well, that was easy, and that is 250% better. I am really happy with that. So this beautiful vanity, which is about 45 years old, is on the agenda for the next little DIY. The sink is new, the faucet is new, but the rest of it is an original, and I'm not liking the black and the gray whatsoever, or the floor that we have going on in here. So I have bought some paint, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to be painting that gray on the inside and the out, freshen it up. And then I've got to decide what I'm going to do with the countertop. If I'm just going to leave it. It's so old for mica, but it's black, and it leaves a real mess all the time, even when you're trying to be really tidy. So I'm looking into painting it, but if you have any suggestions on painting for mica, I would be all ears. So please reach out and let me know what your experience has been. So I've got one of my nephews hard at work this morning. He is cleaning our barbecue so that we can possibly cook some ribs maybe tomorrow night. I'm going to get my other nephew to do some work, stacking some wood for the wood stove at Christmas time. Other nephew's going to help me put some wood in our wood shed where we like to keep it, season it, dry, so that it's easy to grab when we have our wood fires in the winter. So that's job number 2 this morning. If we do a little bit of work every day, it makes everything so much easier. My nephew is making me some more garden boxes. Thankfully, we have a nice evening, and the bugs aren't out yet. I'm not sure what I'll use this one for. Maybe zucchini? Getting a new garden box ready. It's a little too late in the season to use it for planting this year, but we like to start by filling up our garden boxes with lots of rotten logs and twigs, and then a good layer of leaves. And this supplies a lot of fertilizer that's free for the garden, and then we just cover it with some topsoil. So we've got one new garden box this year that I'm filling, and in the spring, hopefully, I'll be able to plant something there. Here's the new garden box. I've lined it with the fabric that stops weeds from coming through, but that also, we find, stops the soil from leaking through the gaps and just preserves the wood a little bit. So I've lined it with some rotten logs, a layer of leaves. I'm going to put another layer of logs and probably some more leaves, and then some topsoil. It'll be all ready for next spring. And this is what she looks like with another layer of rotten logs and twigs on top of the first layer of leaves and twigs. Another layer of leaves should do the job. So the dogs found a little cookie under the stove last night, but we weren't able to pull it out when we were heading to bed. But we did this morning, and we found a really nasty surprise. I'm going to go to Canadian Tire or look on Amazon today and see if I can get the rollers that you can put a stove or a fridge on. You can see how bad it is behind here. It's not that we're dirty, it's just, you know, over the course of time, things slide under here, it gets dusty, little drips and stuff. So you always have to be on top of these things, especially at a cottage where, you know, we have little mice that would be quite happy to get in here. We've never had mice. Luckily, it seems like it's pretty tightly sealed. But we always are pretty careful about food drippings and crumbs, because the mice would be quite happy to smell that and try to make a new way in. Nate's doing a great job. I've got the mop all set to go, and Toby is enjoying watching this little bit of work that we're doing this morning. So sometimes there's some chores to do at the cottage, and I find if I can get the time to do one thing a day, then it doesn't completely build up and become too much. So this morning's job, I've already started. I've swept off the planks that are part of our dock. I am going to be staining them with a material that's going to protect them from the sun and the elements. And that way we can hopefully get some more years out of the wood that we've got. We've had to replace a couple of pieces, but the other ones are still holding strong. So hopefully we'll get another couple of years if I can manage to get this done today. And that's a wrap. I think it's only going to take these guys about half an hour to dry in the sun. And I'm going to run and have a shower because it's about 37 degrees out here and I've worked up quite a sweat. All right, see you soon. This is the material that I'm using to do the dock wood, but we've also put it on the deck as well to try to get as many years out of both as we can.